Assassin's Creed Shadows has many controversies surrounding its release and many people are indifferent about it. From the historical accuracy about the game's setting to Ubisoft stating that Yasuke is a real samurai and using sources that has no proof about his status as a samurai. Then also stating that the game is historical fiction when talking about anything else that has to do with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Let's first start with Yasuke's life. In Ubisoft's own website, it states that become a legendary samurai when they have come out and said that Assassin's Creed Shadow is historical fiction. One part of the promotion makes you think that it's historically accurate, but the other side begs to differ. From what I know, at least this is the first time that Ubisoft has used historical fiction instead of just historically accurate with a slight twist for the game instead. Obviously, Assassin's Creed is not completely historically accurate because there's no Isu in real life and Pieces of Eden. When Oda died, Yasuke was banished from Japan. Oda Nobunaga took a liking to him and gave him a house and swords. The Yasuke that is presented in Assassin's Creed Shadows says on the website of Ubisoft, he is a charismatic samurai who uses combat-oriented skills to attack with brutal precision and power. He also is capable of wielding multiple weapons, for instance a katana, spear, spiked clubs and more. In the story trailer we see that Yasuke first meets the other protagonists of Assassin's Creed Shadows in the village that is being burned and they meet Ice. Later, they become an ally to fight for Japan's freedom. Another controversy surrounding Assassin's Creed Shadows is that the pricing of the game of an edition that is above standard is ridiculously high compared to industry standards. They have the gold edition at 110 USD and this is not justified. They added a season pass in the gold edition. They state that the season pass will have 2 DLCs, which is the bare minimum for a season pass. There are other games with 8 DLC season passes that will cost the same as the one given in the gold edition and above. But in classic Ubisoft fashion, they chose the option with the least amount of effort and they also are just putting a paywall upon missions inside the game itself. Something they have made but are locking on purpose for that extra credits. Next up is the Ultimate Edition of the game. For just 130 USD, you get everything that's in the gold edition. So you have all the problems that are there, also here, and the extra thing is the ultimate pack, which they have put in. Stating from top to down, you get the Shiryu character pack containing equipment sets and weapon sets for both Naoe and Yasuke, the Shiryu beast and the dragon tooth trinket. All of these names will be put on the screen, so they have just added these weapons and armors that is 30 USD. Even Fortnite and Valorant are cheaper than that. And that's also a lot to say about Valorant. Next up is the Shiryu hideout pack with 5 unique ornaments to decorate your shinobi hideout and 5 skill points. So this is just some skins, I guess, and skill points, which they could be obtainable in the game, like in other games, but it's Ubisoft we're talking about. Last but not least, the Red Dragon filter in photo mode. A filter that I won't use in photo mode, which I never use. I know others do, but what even is this filter? So we don't have images to show what the filter will do or be capable of. If I'm not wrong, they have not shown what this filter does for a regular photo mode capture, but if there is, then please let me know. They also have a subscription based offer for everything in the game. You won't even be able to own the game you bought for monthly. Every edition that's not the standard also gets a 3-day early access, but this is just also not something you can count because you can also say that the standard edition is delayed for 3 days. There's also the expectation that this game might have a Unity situation going on and that it looks amazing but it is laggy and has many glitches. To know if that's true, the game obviously must come out and people have. I personally don't recommend pre-ordering any game at all and just waiting for a couple days before deciding and play the game to see if there are glitches. After the pricing of the game, we also have the architectural inaccuracy. Ubisoft prides themselves with architectural inaccuracy in games as Mirage, Origins and Unity. They all have a period that is studied massively by Ubisoft and have a setting that is historically mostly accurate with a slight twist for parkour. In Assassin's Creed Shadows, people have seen that the architecture is not accurate for the period that it is in, 15979, you will see it on the screen. And what people have stated, that the ceiling are too high, and for it to be possible, the floors in the story trailer for Assassin's Creed Shadow, where Yasuke is bowing down to Oda Nobunaga, you see that the mats that they are sitting upon are too long. These are issues if in other games they also have changed many things like that, but a game that prides itself on history should respect the traditions in the place where the multi-million-dollar game takes place in. For these architectural accuracy problems to exist, someone needs to say that everything in the game is justified and that the history is in fact accurate, quote unquote. One of these historians is Thomas Lockley, someone who claimed that Yasuke was the first African samurai in his book that he promoted in a Ubisoft podcast. When we know little about Yasuke and his life, but Thomas Lockley thinks he knows but has not provided much evidence and has since deleted his social media from what I know of. He also edited Wikipedia pages about Yasuke under the name Tontori Tom, Tontori being the place where in Japan he was stationed, placed, worked, and Tom obviously, Thomas Lockley, it's part of his name. Ubisoft also in their own website that they will quote, "We have put significant effort into ensuring an immersive and respectful representation of feudal Japan. However, our intentions has never been to present any of our Assassin's Creed games, including Assassin's Creed Shadows, as factual representation of history." End quote. This is obviously wrong because many things in the game is historically accurate, from architecture to logos being upside down. Ubisoft has, on the contrary, as I have previously said, great historical accuracy for many of its games, and with Shadows they just did not give the same treatment. This is just blatantly wrong and I hope they are able to fix it, but the game is already made and I don't think the same Ubisoft who has these issues with its purest fans will just change anything for the Japanese community. What I mean with issues with its purest fans is that Origins, Odyssey and Valhalla were just not Assassin's Creed games in that they did not have the core, which I have also stated in my previous video, so go watch that. Ubisoft France has an expedition for Assassin's Creed Shadows with Zoro's swords from the One Piece anime and manga series. It is the third Kitetsu sword that he has carried for almost in real world time 20 years. This whole expedition is used as a quote-unquote immersive experience, but the weapon that they are showing off is of a fictional character in a fictional story. They are claiming that the sword in the exhibition is in fact Yasuke's own sword. They also have a Twitter post with all of the information stated above about the Ubisoft France exhibition, that there's also a picture of a doll, but this doll costs 18.80 USD in AliExpress. Remember, this exhibition is an immersive experience for Assassin's Creed Shadows. There's also a samurai helmet that has nothing bad going for it, it just looks good, and from what I've heard, nothing is wrong with it, it isn't fake or something. All of these things have combined in the Japanese gaming community and Japan as a whole, from what I know of, being mad at Ubisoft for their history, and only theirs is used as historical fiction, while the other games pride themselves on being historically accurate representations of their time settings when they were published. So, the Japanese gaming community and Japan as a whole, which now I just will say Japan, has made a petition a while back, and of the writing of this video, it has 95,000 signatures They have also sent letters to their government about Assassin's Creed Shadows, and the Japanese government are investigating this game as we speak now. And on the other side, we have people calling Japan right-wingers, quote unquote, because they don't want a black samurai as a protagonist when it's their history that is being changed on Wikipedia. People are mad for the historical inaccuracy of the setting, the maps, buildings, and the crest of logos being upside down. It is these many small changes to their history about a game that first said it was going to be historically accurate, to them making it historical fiction when people found out what they have done is not right. When Ubisoft can clearly make historically accurate games, and they have done that for almost 20 years, quote unquote, just give every one of your games the best treatment it deserves, and the fans will give it the same treatment back to the developers and executives who made these decisions. Please, Ubisoft. Ubisoft, as of the writing of the script in this video, came out and apologized. Let's go through it together. On their Twitter, they have stated the following, quote, "To our esteemed Japanese community, a message from the Assassin's Creed Shadows development team. First, we want to express our heartfelt thanks for all your support for the Assassin's Creed series, which now has its own history spanning almost 20 years. Over this time, we have explored various settings, time periods, and characters, from an assassin during the Third Crusade to a Viking in the 9th century England, and countless more. For many of our team, creating an Assassin's Creed game set in feudal Japan has been a long cherished dream." End quote. If this was a long cherished dream, then why did the game, which was almost a DLC in Assassin's Creed Mirage, so historically accurate that historians were shocked about its cities, namely Baghdad? But your cherished dream could not make a building look historically accurate. Quote, "Since the announcement of Assassin's Creed Shadows, we have received many positive reactions, but also some criticism, including from you, our Japanese players. We share your passion for history and deeply respect your care for the historical and cultural integrity of your rich heritage. We would like to address a few points to clarify our intentions and creative decisions." End quote. If you are this passionate, then make something with accuracy, something Assassin's Creed prides itself on. I won't read through the whole post, but I will put the link in the description for it, and the information, most of the information that I have used in this video. That's it for the video, guys. Let me know if there's anything I said that is wrong, and I will put the comment with a correction, obviously providing evidence. Thanks for watching, and if you made it this far, then a subscription or a like or just anything would be very much appreciated.